What's up? Six Sensei here, and today we are doing a thanks for a million views video along with the Scuf controller review. I've been waiting to do this review because I'm really, well, we'll talk about it. Why I've been waiting, and that kind of has part in the review. But first of all, again, a million views. I just can't believe it. You know, it's one of those things where even though it's a 7K sub channel, it's been open for over a year now, a million views still blows my mind. You know, it's one of those things where I can barely understand how that's possible. You know, a million views, it's just a lot. It's definitely a lot, and I thank you guys so much. And as a token, like always, you know, 10K, I'm going to do it again. I got more of this same stuff. You know, at 10K subscribers, I'm going to do it again. Another hugely monumental occasion. But a million views, we're gonna give away 2 sets of FPS Freaks. These are the last ones I got, guys. I bought these a while back. I bought, like, stocked up on them because I knew I was gonna do giveaways, and these are the last ones I got. And you know, my relationship with this company gets better and better, and hopefully some new things are gonna work out. If you go check out my last video, you'll kind of see, maybe you'll get an idea of what's coming up. If not, you just gotta wait for the announcement video to come out. But I'm giving away 2 sets of the FPS Freak Viper. And that's the end of those. So tell me in the comments if you want that, and if you do want it, what console you're going to use it for. Not that it matters. I like to know. It's just a personal preference. I like to know. So giving those away. I'm also giving away some stuff I got for cheap, because essentially I'm not a rich kid. I got these. You know, maybe you won't believe this, but during the day after Thanksgiving sale, I got these both for $10 a piece. So I'm gonna give these away just because they were not very expensive for me to get my hands on, and but they're worth the same $20, the same 1,600 Microsoft points. But unfortunately, Sony doesn't do that, so I didn't buy any. I don't have any on hand to give away. And to be honest with you, this million views kind of snuck up on me. Thank you, Gamer Eat, for pointing it out to me. But giving that away, I also picked up 3 months of Xbox Live membership and giving these away. If you need them, let me know. I'll give them to you. You know, I'll send them to you, or maybe, you know, these are U.S. only, by the way. Unfortunately, Microsoft, it does region lock their codes, but the FPS Freaks are not region locked, which is why I'm throwing those in, because you guys outside of the United States can win something. I may just give you the number, you know, attached to this. I won't have to ship these out, which is awesome. Saves me a little bit of money. But let's get into the Scuf controller review. Very, very expensive product. You know, the Scuf controller, this one, right? No fancy paint, very, very, very regular looking controller. It just has the Scuf on the back and the paddles, you know, and I didn't get a Xbox one because I don't like the controller, so sorry you guys, I can't review that. There is some other things that Xbox does with their controllers, but there's Twitter. You know what, guys? You told me to get the Samsung Galaxy S3 on a video maybe 3 or 4 videos ago, and I gotta say, good call, you guys. Good call. This is a fantastic phone. I was debating the iPhone, Samsung Galaxy. This phone's fantastic. So thank you guys for that. That was it going off on Twitter. But you know, this controller here, I use my FPS Freak Sniper. I also use the triggers on the triggers there. I use the extended triggers. As you can see, these kind of hard to get off, but as you can see, that's the regular trigger that it comes with. It does not come with these. I add that on. I also add this. It's a bitch to get off, but I also add this piece. It comes with a regular. Basically, I add this, so it gives you a little added grip when you're sprinting around. Because I don't use the FPS Freak on the left stick, personal preference. But as far as the controller goes, as far as the Scuf Gaming benefit of their controller, it's for me, it's limited, and I'm going to tell you why. Today, I really just kind of come to the conclusion. Finally, I've been just trying to determine whether or not this controller is worth it, and worth the money. No, worth some money, absolutely. And their thing that they do is they got the paddles and they got the Scuf on the back, and that's the benefits that you really gain as far as PS3 goes. And I'll tell you what, I thought when I first got my hands on this controller, I thought that this liner that they put on here was an absolute waste of money. That's my first impressions. I was like, man, I can't even feel the difference here, you know. But then I went and played on Xbox, and I used their controller. This obviously is an Xbox, but I used the Xbox controller, which is similar to this. And then I came back to the Scuf controller, and I noticed immediately, I said, holy crap, that stuff's worth it. You know, it's kind of one of those things where I didn't notice the difference right away. But then I did as soon as I came back to it, and I started to notice, okay, all right, now I see that the $15 is well spent, because it just gives you that better, it's like more solid grip. You're not losing your grip with the other controllers, but it adds a more rigidity. I don't know how I want to say that, but it makes it more rigid in the controller in your hands. It just feels better. They don't do anything with the sticks as far as PlayStation goes. None of the buttons are changed. These bumpers, as some of you may call them, don't change. But they do make these hypersensitive, right? So on this controller, it may trigger, and this is just an example, it may trigger the concussion throw for this one right about there. You know, it may start the trigger, and then you release. This one, it triggers. I'm not shitting you when I say this. It triggers right about there. I don't even know if you can see the level of movement here. It triggers so sensitively. And, you know, that's really okay for me because I use these things. And when you set the controller down on a surface, it doesn't push the button. But for those of you who may not use something like this trigger extender here, when you set it down, that little bit of motion right there is going to, you know, if you set your controller down to go do something in the middle of a game, you are going to throw a concussion or a grenade. And it's just not, it kind of gets annoying. But the paddles, that's what everybody loves about these controllers. That's like the big difference. And I'll tell you what, for me, I could barely use them. And my hands, I don't know if they're big. I don't know if I hold the controller wrong. I really couldn't tell you. But for me, if I hold this controller and I get comfortable, and I can push this paddle with my middle finger, which is perfect. That's absolutely where you want to be. And that's gorgeous. And it's very comfortable. But for this side, for the right side, because I'm doing so much more with this hand, my middle finger rests right there. And which means I have to use my ring finger to press this button. And I'll tell you what, guys, if you're, you know, it's bad enough trying to keep all this in line, you know, your thumbs and the reloads and all of this stuff. But then you got to use your middle finger. Now, if you added both middle fingers, it wouldn't be a problem. But if you're adding a middle finger and a ring finger, for some reason, for me, and I may be crazy here, but for me, it just becomes, you know, kind of like patting your head. Or patting your stomach and rubbing your head. It's just one of those things where it's just, it becomes a little bit more challenging than I feel it's worth. But I do use it to jump. Like if I'm using regular guns, I use this often to jump strafe. I almost never use, and this is the one on the left paddle is the one that's X or A. The right paddle is always circle. I never panic knife. Even with this, I thought maybe I could gain a little advantage panic knifing. I never even use it. It's unfortunate. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. I never, ever use it for me. But, you know, I think the controller's worth something to some people. But for me, it's just, you know, maybe the Xbox controller is worth more. You know, maybe I can reinvest some of this YouTube money and try the Xbox controller and see if it's worth it, if maybe the benefits are there for Xbox. But as far as PlayStation goes, I have to give it a no for the money. I think it's worth an extra maybe $40. This one was $125. It's plain as shit. $125, and that's two controllers. That's two of these. You know, this is a regular controller. It's two of these. Obviously, I got some stickers on here, but two of them for one, so I could gain what an ability to jump and maybe some more rigid grip that I wasn't really suffering without. I mean, I just can't see it. So, guys, unfortunately, I have to give this not worth the money as far as the PlayStation version goes of the Scuf controller. But hopefully, in the future, I can look forward to doing an Xbox version, and you know. Maybe it'll be better because they have some trigger stops and they do allow you to get the rounded top and just things like that. So hopefully it'll work out. We'll see what happens. But thank you for joining me again. Thank you so much for 1 million views and at 10,000 subscribers. I can't wait to do the giveaway. It's going to be monumental. Just prepare for that. And huge announcements coming up here soon. Huge announcements. But don't forget, guys. What we're giving away here, if you forgot or if you don't remember, 2 sets of FPS Freak Vipers. My last 2, you'll never see these guys again. I don't even know if they call them Vipers anymore. I'm not 100% sure. 2 1,600 Microsoft points for anybody in the U.S. who can use them, and 3 months of Xbox Live Gold. So, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for telling me to get the Samsung Galaxy S3, and I'm Six Sensei, and I'm out. Peace.